What's up, YouTube? We back again, baby. Oh, what's up? I'm all kinds of different now, huh? Hey, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you don't know nothing about this new hotness. So if you want to keep up with me when I'm not on here, check me out on Instagram, baby, right? At Rodtheplanter, always. Hey, today we're gonna talk about the difference of creating opportunities versus executing on those opportunities. You know, what kind of mindset and vibration do you have to be in to make each happen? I love you guys so much. Enjoy the episode. And we back, baby.
We're back, baby.
We back again, like we never left. I'll see you soon. Yo, what's good? Hey, what's up, Grind Gang? How y'all living, man? So cool to be on here with you guys. How's everybody been? I missed you guys for like a month. I realized today, as I went to go live, that I have not been live in since my birthday, which is like April 12th. So, yo, thank you so much. The hair, I've been loving it. Really been getting a lot of compliments. People looking at you different. You know, it's just kind of cool. It's cool to be able to do something new, different. I was really getting tired of like the curly hair, so I almost cut it. First time having like dangly hair. So that's been a lot of fun. I can't stop playing with it, all that shit, but it's been dope. Yo, the necklace, that's what we really should be talking about, baby. Hey, you guys can get one. Tiger, I know you got one. I love you so much. Kitty cat, appreciate you. Anybody else who ordered them one, it doesn't come with a safety pin, so feel free to modify them as you wish, you know what I mean? But definitely out here repping. Baby, this piece garners a lot of attention, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Like, people always ask me about it. I'm serious about this. My move right here. It's me all day. You need to make a tough decision real quick. Spin this a couple times, it comes to you. The idea will come to you. Yo, my dude Reeves, what's good, boy? How you living, boy? Love you too, man. Hey, we got a link sometime soon, bro. You gonna go to Losty's show tomorrow? You should go to Vegas to show tomorrow, bro. But yeah, no, for real, get you one. That Eye of the Planter piece. Grind gang, represent, baby. Hey, so what y'all been up to, man? What y'all been up to? I've been on the grind. Look, trust me, baby, just because I haven't been here on the live, I have not been fucking off. I've been staying on the grind. It's been films by bros a lot lately, you know? Oh, we definitely gotta do that. We definitely gotta do that. That'd be a good time right there. You have some awakenings. Right now I'm sucking on that Mods candy, so you gotta get you some of that shit too. That shit's good. So anyways, I've been on the heavy on the Films by Bros grind, man. We've been getting hella music videos in. I've been working on scripts, you know what I mean? We've been working on scripts, working on getting some short films out this summer. And so it's just been taking up so much of my time, so much edits, so many things going on. But I really want to get back to doing lives, man. You know, I was really kind of like off the live grind for a long time because I was just like, man, I feel like I said so much already, you know what I mean? Like, we've been doing these for like 2 years and I almost feel like I was repeating myself and just saying the same things. And so I was just like really kind of like losing inspiration to do them and stuff. But I want to come back, man. I know that a lot of people find inspiration and positivity from these messages. And I also know that it's really about conditioning. You know, it is about hearing the same thing over and over and over until it really starts to set in and sink in and change the way you think, you know, and then you take that information that you keep hearing, that you keep seeing is working or whatever for somebody else, and you synthesize that with things that you already know and believe and think, and then that really starts to change your mindset. So I want to spread this positivity. I really want to be this guy all the time, and so that's why we're starting to do things like selling Grind Gang chains, and I'm going to start a Patreon, all that stuff, because the more I can monetize this, the more I can do this, you know, the more that I can do this full time and I don't have to go to school. That's really what I'm trying to eliminate. You know, like right now I got to go to school for money, but it's not an effective use of my time. So if I can find ways to monetize more music videos, more Rodtheplanter stuff, then I can do it more full time, right? And that's the name of the game. That's what you all should be doing too, right? Is figuring out how to turn your art into a sustainable business for yourself. You know what I mean? Something that generates revenue, because this is real life. You know, you're going to have to pay bills. You're going to want to get you some fancy things every now and then. And so finding a way to get independent revenue or financial freedom is the name of the game, right? And so that's what I've been trying to do. That's what you should be doing. And that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today, right? I moved from a way different phase than I was in like 2 years ago. A lot of you guys have been traveling with me following this little journey I've been on for about 2 years now, like 2.5 years. Ever since I like left Austin and went off to like follow mod. Even before then. Hold on. Finish up this candy. This is not an ad. That shit's good though. Shit's good. Gotta keep a bag around the house. And so, a couple years ago, right? I was in my apartment in Austin. I had nothing going for myself. I was not even working at the time. I didn't have no job. I had no ambitions, no goals, no nothing. I was just sitting there floating through life. I had just came back from Afghanistan. I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? And so that's when I had to go into opportunity creating mode, you know? No resources, no connections, no nothing. I had to open up all those doors for myself. I had to figure out how did I kind of elevate myself from this nowhere place where nobody knows who I am, nobody knows what I want to do or who I want to be or anything like that. And how do I start opening some doors for myself in the path, this new career path that I want to go in, right? Because when you start to set off to create your own business or make your art into something sustainable or whatever you want to do, right? You want to create a brand for yourself, or you want to start your own jewelry banking business, or you want to write a book. I don't, but whatever. You want to go off on this journey to express yourself in some way. It's really hard to start. Like that's the hardest part is starting, is to really, like I said, change what you've been doing, change the person that you've been for X amount of years and start this whole new journey. I remember when everybody was looking at me because I sold all my furniture and I moved a bunch of office stuff into my house and started grinding out of our living room, and people were like, man, that dude's weird. Like, how come come to my house still and I don't have no furniture and nothing? Like, how come you don't have none of that stuff? And it's just like, I had to sacrifice a lot of things to create these opportunities for myself. Okay, so let's talk about creating opportunity mode, right? You're that. You haven't started or you're just getting started or whatever, and you need to open up some avenues for yourself. What are you gonna do? Well, this is the time to really be exploratory, right? Or explorative. Like really get out into the world, meet new people, try new things, really start to gain skills, right? Like that's the first thing I had to do is I had to learn stuff about using a camera, and doing anything. I had to network, I had to make friends, I had to start to like I said, express my message of yo, I'm about to be this dude, Rodtheplanter, I just made this up in my living room, by the way, but this is who I am now. And you have to start that process, but you have to get out into the world. You have to be out, you have to be mingling, you have to meet new people, you have to be expressing your ideas all the time. When you meet these people, you have to be telling them about what it is that you do or what you want to do or what you aspire to. Don't get caught up so much. One thing I wish that we could do in 2019 and 2020 at least is kill the weather conversation. If you ever meet somebody, do everything in your absolute power to not talk about the fucking weather. How outdated is that conversation already? We get it. It's sunny outside or it's windy or man, it sure's been cold lately, right? Try and figure a way to get away from all that shit and start having some conversations that are gonna open some kind of door for you or kind of encourage creation of what it is that you want to create. So yeah, what are you inspired by? What are you passionate about? Been working on any new projects lately? Start to open up some kind of conversation where you can not only know about this person, learn about this person, and create a connection there, but you can also kind of plug yourself and say, yo, this is what I want to do. Because you want to make websites, you don't know what people out there need websites, or your potential customers, or your clients, or whatever, somebody who's going to resonate with your book, or went through the same thing you went through, and you guys can support each other. But if you don't start having those conversations with people on a deeper, more connective level, it's really hard to get to that. So we waste all this time when we meet somebody new or something, whatever, we experience something new, we're tiptoeing. It's like a cold water. Everybody always wants to tiptoe in the pool. I'm yo, if you just jump in, it's way easier to get acclimated, way easier to get comfortable in the situation. You just jump in to that cold pool instead of sitting there tiptoeing. That's how we do in our connections when we meet new people is we tiptoe around the surface. It's oh, well, I don't really know you, so I gotta get to know you real quick, and you kind of pan them out. So, oh, well, where are you from? Yeah, that's cool. You got, it's very surface level conversations. Bust through that, get deep, start figuring out what makes this person tick, what really excites them, what excites you, express that, right? And these things create connections, and down the line create opportunities for you. These are people who are gonna be whenever they pops in their head man, I need a video, these people are gonna remember that conversation you had. Be like, man, that dude was really aspiring to be a videographer or whatever. I wonder how he's been doing with that. And they're gonna hit you up, right? So same thing. You gotta be out there, you gotta be trying new things. Another thing is like whenever you start, right, you have to kind of build a portfolio for yourself. You have to gain a certain amount of skill in whatever it is you wanna do, right? So let's talk about, you wanna be like an artist, right? And this has some this full expression. There's no such thing as like technically being good at art, right? You just either expressing yourself or you're not. But you go out to do something, you start making some paintings and nobody buys them, nobody likes them, nobody cares, right? Does that mean that you're a bad painter? Does that mean that you should give up, or like that you weren't born or destined to be an artist, like this isn't for you? No, that's not what it means. It means that you need to get better, right? And that means that what you're doing, what you're putting out now, what you're expressing is not resonating with the other people. It's not resonating with the marketplace, which is fine. That happens all the time, right? Like you're gonna get out there and you're gonna do things and not everybody's gonna fuck with it at first or understand it or think it's cool or whatever, right? And so you have to now start to figure out ways to enhance your skills, get better, or find a way to express yourself in a way that's gonna resonate with those other people. And so you just start working that, right? But in that creation process, right, it's really about gathering skills. It's nothing worse than like when I see like young videographers or young just service-based people, right? Like you're a photographer or videographer or you sound mix or whatever you do, right? You have some type of service that you can offer to other people to make their products better. But you've never done anything. Like you don't have no portfolio. You're like, oh, I'm bad with it. I know it. I'm a photographer, right? But you've never taken pictures. And I'm like, well, why don't you take pictures? And you're like, well, nobody's hired me to take pictures yet. But yeah, because you've never taken pictures, right? So it's really hard to, offer people opportunities if they don't have any type of work to show for themselves or any type of competency in that area, right? To actually show those people. So what do? When you're trying to create those opportunities, you gotta get out there and you gotta get doing what you wanna do, right? Doesn't matter if you're getting paid, doesn't matter if anybody's seeing it, doesn't matter if it's good, right? But you gotta be doing it. You gotta make the painting, you gotta write the books. You gotta write every day, even if it sucks, write 6 pages. You got to, post the things on the Instagram. You gotta make the jewelry. You gotta do the thing, whatever it is. Because even if all that stuff is trash or nobody ever sees it, it's going to create those opportunities for you down the road, right? Now I'm getting all kinds of music videos and all kinds of like these music video opportunities are turning into opportunities for me to do short films, which are gonna get me opportunities to make full-length feature films and direct and things like that, right? All of that came about from doing free shit for my friends. Anybody I could find to just get on the camera because I needed to practice. So I grabbed my homie Mikey Rose. I'm like, yo, I see you be doing your rap shit. It's hot. You need a music video? He's like, yeah, I could get some music videos. I'm like, dude, I shoot for free. I don't know if it's gonna turn out good. I don't know what to expect, but if you just let me shoot you, we can maybe make something tight together. He's like, all right, dope, right? People will take the risk on you when it's free. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing that they really have to lose. If it turns out like trash, they just won't release it, which is okay again still, right? It's called practice. Practice. For some reason, people don't want to practice the thing that they want to be at. You just want to step out there and you want to be good. You just want to get on YouTube and you want to put your first video up and you want it to go millions times viral. It's like, come on, man, you got to work into those things. So building a portfolio is so important when you want to create opportunities for yourself. Right? Because when somebody comes and they're like, yo, I'm looking for somebody to do this, to videographer, to write the next book, to whatever, to do my hair, right? You'd be like, oh, I can do that. And they'd be like, oh, tight, let me see something you've done. Rather show them some trappy shit, some crap, whatever, this is some shit I've been working on, you see how I've been getting better over time, whatever. You can show and you can start to negotiate. But if you're just like, oh, I've actually never done it, but I think I'd be good at it if you just gave me a shot. It's like, nah. You should have been taking shots, right? So that's one thing. We gotta get out there. You gotta start communicating. You gotta start connecting, and you gotta start shooting your shots, right? You gotta start making your things, being your person. My brother's in here making clothes right now. You'll never see them. You'll never see these clothes that he's working on right now. But the clothes later that are like blowing up or whatever, his masterpieces would never have come about had he not be practicing right now. And so the same thing for you. As you're creating opportunities for yourself, know that you don't actually need an opportunity to express what you want to express. Like, I don't actually need people to come on to the live for me to go live, right? You can still be out here doing the thing that you want to do, building up your skills, practicing, building up a portfolio, getting better, so that later on when the opportunity opens, when the door opens, you're ready for it, right? You're prepared to step into it. And so that's what I want to talk about now, is about executing on those opportunities, right? It's because like now that you put out your work and you've been getting good and if you've been communicating yourself and networking and telling people this is what I am, this is what I can do, here's my work, blah, 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 opportunity is going to come. I promise you. Some schmuck out there is going to want to work with you, do the thing you're doing, and get the thing you've got, and then, now it's all about just adding value to that person, right? And so now you have to execute on those opportunities. And just like I put in my story earlier, executing on an opportunity and getting opportunities, man, two totally different things, two completely different mindsets. I think personally, I think. Like from what I've noticed so far, two totally different mindsets, right? So you ask yourself right now, man, Rob, where you been? You've been gone last month, man. We haven't seen very much of you. Why do you think that is? All right? Well, that's because I'm on execution mode, not on creation mode, right? So opportunity creation mode requires me to really be out here and to be talking and to be, meeting people and to be presenting my products, right? But executing on the opportunities requires me to focus, right? You ever see somebody who has a million ideas? They just got all kinds of good ideas, but they don't got shit. They haven't done nothing. They haven't made nothing. They haven't gone nowhere. But they got ideas out the ass, and they'd be really good ideas. You listen, you're like, man, that would be a great business. Oh my God, that would make for an amazing song. Oh, I would love to, and then you just all the time you hear them and you're like, man, but how come you don't got nothing? How come you haven't created any of these things? And that's because they haven't learned step 2, which is to focus. Ideas are nothing, guys. I'm in the script writing business, and so I write scripts and want to sell scripts to Hollywood and do all that kind of cool stuff. And, people really have this misconception that somebody's going to steal your idea. They're like, oh, I can't tell you about my script because you might take my idea, right? Or people be like, oh, well, I can't tell you about my business idea because you might steal it. Right? Ideas don't mean shit. Like I just told you, ideas don't create nothing. Ideas are just hope. That's what ideas are, hope. Opportunity, right? But an opportunity that isn't worked, isn't manifested, you don't till the soil, you don't put action into it, you don't focus and work out all the details, right? It never really manifests or creates into something real. It just stays as an idea, as a potential, as a hope, right? As a dream. And so really, the job of an entrepreneur or anybody who really wants to create something for themselves is to not only be able to think it, to not only vision it, and see something that is not created yet, see yourself as a person that you don't look in the mirror, right? To see something that is not, but then also to be able to actually deconstruct that vision down into something that's real, right? Into physical impact or impact on others and a physical product in the world, right? You have to be able to take that vision, you have to make it. And so that requires a whole different mindset, this focus mindset. Now is not the time to be out fucking off and meet new people and hanging out and trying to, network, because even if you brought in so many more resources, say you did meet 100 new people with 100 new opportunities, all that's going to do at that point is slow you down, right? Because now you can't leverage yourself enough to execute on all those opportunities. So the idea is once you get you an opportunity, once somebody does offer you one music video or offer you a job, now it's about taking all your energy and all your focus and throwing it into how do I be the best at this? How do I execute on this one thing? So let me use this as an example, my own life, right? I got an opportunity to write some scripts and maybe get funded for a couple short films, right? 3 short films. This is something we've been manifesting. I want to take these short films to Sundance and like I said, leverage them to this is Films by Bros and this is the type of movies we're going to be making. Speaking of which, Films by Bros just dropped a little short on YouTube. If you'd like to check it out, it's a little 3-minute little short that we made for a festival a couple weeks ago. I'm not going to gas myself up too much, but if you want to check it out, Films by Bros on YouTube. It's called Roland, and that's one of our very first movie productions, I'd say, right? That's a first real one, right, Matt? Yeah. So anyways, it's not no vlog, it's not no like that, it's a little movie. But so anyways, we want to get into that. And so we've been manifesting this opportunity. Now I have it, right? Well, I've been kind of messed up because we've been writing scripts and scripts and new scripts and new scripts, right? But I tell them, and every day we're like, oh, we're gonna win Sundance, we're gassing ourselves up. You're still stuck in this big brain, the big idea brain, the gathering opportunities brain, right? That's the big idea brain. And so you're still in this grand dream. I'm still in this grand dream of like, I'm gonna win Sundance, right? How does one win Sundance, right? I'll tell you what, one does not win Sundance by thinking about standing on stage in Sundance, right? If you want to win Sundance, you have to make a good movie. That's it. That's how you win Sundance. You have to make a good movie. Same thing with everybody. You ever hear anybody on Instagram or YouTube, they'd be like, how do you gain a following or some shit like that, right? What's the first thing they always say? The thing that you hate to hear the most? Well, you gotta make quality content. That's it, baby. If you just make good content, everybody will come find you. That's what they say in Hollywood too. They're like, oh, you want to sell a script? Write a really good script. Everybody buys really good scripts. Right? Everybody's like, well, I don't know what the secret is. How do I figure this out? How do I do this? How do I win Sundance? I don't know what the magic sauce is. It's being the best, right? It's to make the best product. And so if you want to make the best product, you have to now narrow that focus into like a more micro mindset, right? If you want to take on a big, huge task, you don't start at the big, huge task. That's just, you're gonna get lost in that. You're gonna get scared of this. You have to learn to break that big idea, that big vision into very, 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 the smallest pieces you could possibly break it down to. That's what I found out. It's like if I take this big idea of going to Sundance, or just making the movie. If I just take that big idea of making the movie and I break it down into like one scene, right? And if I just do this one scene really, really well, then I can do the next scene. And if I just do the next scene really, really well, right? It adds up. And so it's a different mindset. This mindset requires you to focus. It requires you to stop talking to your fucking friends. Stop, letting other people distract you. Stop, you gotta really layer down and say, okay, I need to work every single minute, every single day to the best of my ability. Don't worry about what's gonna come of it, right? If something that hangs people up a lot of times on opportunity is if they're gonna succeed or not. Right? We spend so much time as we're chasing a goal, worrying and wondering and putting our energy into if we're going to succeed or not. When if we just put our energy into what we need to do to succeed, there will be no question about whether or not we succeed. We will succeed because we've done what we need to do to succeed. Right? And so that requires a different type of focus. It requires focusing on just doing what needs to be done. Right? Learning what needs to be learned. Every day, writing 6 pages. If you're a writer, you write 6 pages. Or every day you make a piece of jewelry. Right? Or whatever it is. It's like this big school project. You don't just fucking throw it off in the corner and be like, yeah, I got this huge opportunity, to get this promotion if I just get this project right. But then we'll take the project, because we're so scared, the project's huge, we just throw it in the corner. And we're like, I don't want to touch that though. That's your opportunity. You worked so hard to create that opportunity. Now you need to execute. So don't be scared of it. Don't throw it off to the side and be like, oh, now it's so big and I don't know if I can do it or not. Break that down into just executing every single day. You know that it's big, yes. But the pyramids, then nobody just fucking build a gigantic pyramid and then just try and set it down in there, right? It's one brick at a time, one brick at a time. One person laying one brick every motherfucking day, right? Same thing with you. Take that big thing, that big project, that big goal, the Sundance, the movie, the business that you want to build. Break it down so that every single day you have a little something you can do. A little something that at the end of the day you can say, nah, I didn't get nowhere near this. We didn't get nowhere near making the movie today. We didn't roll no cameras. We didn't say action not one time. We're nowhere near that. But we did do this. We did write these 6 pages. You know what I mean? And if I just keep writing these 6 pages every day, that's just going to get me there. I'm going to get there, right? And they're going to be good because I focused on just not whether or not my movie is going to be good, whether or not everybody's going to like me, I'm going to win, or any of that shit. Like, that's all big idea stuff. We're not there anymore. Now we're just here on the very minor details of like, I need to cold call 6 months. I need to ask 6 people to buy my painting today, or else I don't pay rent, right? Like we're very micro thought process. And this is the balance, guys. It's tricky, like that's why a lot of people aren't successful, right? It's not all one thing. It's not all, I found personally that it's in the balance. It's like knowing when to be in that big idea mindset And to not be afraid of that, not to be afraid to think big, not be afraid to say, this is what I am, even if you might not be there yet, right? One thing is like when you're creating those opportunities, don't be afraid to be confident, right? You can be confident in yourself. Don't be confident in your abilities all the time, but be confident in your ability to learn. So you can always tell people like, don't gas, right? Like that's one thing I see people making a lot of mistakes too, is you create opportunity, you gas yourself up. Oh, I'm the best that's ever done it. No, trust me, I never touched it, but I'm the best ever, right? And you gas it up, but then you can't meet that expectation, right? And then that like knocks you back down a bit, right? Whereas you could have just said like, this is what I know. I might not know all this, but I'm very confident in my ability to learn that, or find somebody else who can, or whatever, leverage something else, right? And so it's okay to be confident in saying like, yo, I'm not afraid of what I don't know, right? But walk that same balance and don't gas yourself up and say, yo, like somebody's like, hey, I need somebody who can direct a $10,000 whatever, and you've never done it not one time. Maybe you don't want to start there. Maybe you do. I would. But I'm just saying, like don't gas yourself, but at the same time, be confident in that. And then whenever it's time to execute on those ideas again, don't get lost in the bigness of your opportunity that you let it scare you, and then you don't execute because you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, and it's so big, and it's so like, oh, blah, what if I don't, what if I fail, and all that just distracts you from just doing what you need to do to make sure you win, right? There's never been a question in the human consciousness and the human mind of if we can do something or not. There's never been a question. There's never not once been a human that couldn't do something that they wanted to do. Not that I've seen, not that I've read about. I've read about a lot of people, and I've studied a lot of people, and everybody I've seen who sets their mind to something, they get it. They get some form of it. They find some happiness along the way to that thing that they were chasing, right? And so it's not about if you're going to make it or not. It's about, are you going to do the things that you need to do to make it, to win, to get that project done, to execute and win Sundance, right? This is not like there's no magical formula. You're either going to do the things every day that you need to do and you're going to do them well, or you're not, and that's it. It's called the law of cause and effect. You can even look it up. It's a universal law. Like what you do is what you're going to get. Right? What you think about is what you're going to get. What you put in, what you're going to come out. That's it. You put in winning, you're going to get out winning. You put in losing, you're going to get out losing. You put in fear, you're going to get out fear, right? So it's just all about doing the things that you know that you need to do to get to where you want to be, right? It's about practice. It's about every day. Chunking that big thing down, having the big vision. You know where you're going. You know what you want it to be. You know you want to win Sundance. That's your motivation. The big is that's your driving every day. This excites the fuck out of you because you're like, yo, if I do this little bullshit today, I get to be this, or I get to go here, I get to have this vacation. This big ass vacation. If I just save $5 every day, I get to go on this big ass vacation. And so in that moment when you're like, damn, I really want this cheeseburger, I'm really hungry, or whatever, you use your big vision to motivate you. You're like, yeah, but if I don't have this little cheeseburger, I get to do this. But it starts with me just not spending this $5, right? It all adds up. This is with everything, anything, right? Everything and anything you want to do, you want to be, you want to learn, you want to find it, you want to go to that place, whatever. No matter how big it is, it can always be broken down into these little itty bitty steps that you can take every day. And then it's easy. It's easy to get from point A to point B because you just hop on the treadmill and you just take the little steps every day. And so if you ask, well, where's Rod been for the last month? Every day. Some days I do a lot. Some days I'm on the computer and I fucking nail out, like I edit a whole music video. It's gone. I'm like, yeah, feel good about myself. Man, maybe I'm gonna go hang out today. I get to go hang out and do something today. Some days I don't. Some days I just sit there all day and bang my head on the computer and be like, man, I wish I could go do fun things today, but I can't because I gotta just be here on this computer, right? Because being here on this computer today means this, right? Not being here on this computer means that. And that's it. That's what I found. And the difference of creating opportunities and executing on them. It's like this yin and yang, you know? I think, I don't know because I'm not there yet, but I think over time, you get to do more of both. You know, like as you have more resources and you have more people or money or clout or whatever you need, you got more of that stuff, and you get some cool big idea, you get to do it a lot faster. You get to just create, like, you'd be like, oh man, that's a great idea. All right, hey Jim, we're gonna go ahead and divert $250,000 over to this new idea this week, and then we're gonna get that kicking off. We're gonna get it pushed out to 1 million people over the weekend or whatever. You can really create things fast, and so then you get to have the big ideas, and then you execute on them just a little bit real quick, and then you get to like kind of live in both worlds. But I think in the meantime, like as like a one-man show, like me right now, or like it all flows through you, it's all your ideas and it's all your business or whatever, it's really hard to do both at the same time. It's really hard to be out there and trying to network and push out and get new contacts and new whatever if you haven't done the back end work of like creating your products. Or vice versa, like I go out and I create an opportunity for a lot of music videos, but that still means that I got like 50, 60 hours of editing, on the back end of all those things that has to get done. So it's like, you got to kind of play that tennis game. And so I do apologize that, it's hard for me to, like I said, do both. It's hard to have Rodtheplanter, film, grind gang, and just going hard, lives every day. Like these things take time to like think about and prepare and all that stuff, right? To go all that, and then also be going full on films by bros, making movies and writing scripts every day. And so sometimes to get to the next level, you really have to focus in. You have to narrow in. You have to take your energy and put it into the dredging tasks of building whatever it is that you're trying to build for yourself, right? I wish you the best of luck as you do so. Hey, Jesse, listen, live from Thailand, my guy. Always appreciate you. Yo, hey, White Rabbit, I've been seeing you. I've been seeing you put it into action, boy. I've been seeing you in the studio, trying to make some music. I see you. One brick at a time, right? You make one song a day, you're gonna be really good by the end of the year. You know what I mean? Like flat out. You might be the best. I don't know. This is what I tell myself every single day. I say, how much I'm gonna do today? How many people are about to do as much as I'm gonna do? And I look around and I don't see a lot of people doing as much as I'm gonna do. And so I can only help but think I'm gonna win. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get what I want. Look how much I'm putting in every day. How can I not get what I want? Right? And so do the same thing for yourself. Ask yourself every day, even if you've been putting in some stuff, be like, man, could I put in more stuff today? Right? Could I just, don't even worry about what it is. Think about it as just energy. I tell my guys, like, I'm like, yo, even if we can't write, we should think. We should talk about our movies all the time. Like, don't talk about Netflix. Don't talk about bullshit. Talk about the shit you want to make. Talk about your movies all day, right? Think about, like, how much energy can I put into whatever it is I want today? Like, if I just put as much energy as I can in today, whether that be working on it, thinking about it, talking about it, looking at it, studying it, doing it, whatever. But if I could just put some type of kinetic vibe or energy or whatever, meditate about it. If I could do the most that I can do of that every single day, where I'm gonna be in 6 months, where I'm gonna be in 30 days. How fast, Think about me, guys. And you don't have to, but if you do, look up to me. I tell people all the time, I'm like, man, it blows me away how much different my life is every month. Every single month. I look at my life in 30-day blocks now. I don't get, if this month's stressful, I don't worry about that, because next month's gonna be completely different. If this month is like popping off, that's okay. I'm not attached to that either, because next month's gonna be completely different. And that excites me, that I be putting in so much energy, I'm vibrating at such a high pace that my life changes rapidly. Good things come to me quickly, right? Like opportunities, all that stuff happens fast. Execution on those things happens quickly. Why? Because I'm putting a lot of energy, right? You don't put a lot of energy, it's a slower process, It's just like, it's not happening all that fast. So I see some people, I've seen them 6 months ago, and I see them today, and they in the same place, doing the same thing. They ain't grown nowhere. They ain't grown in a mindset. They haven't got no promotion. They ain't making no new project. They ain't doing nothing different. And I'm like, whoa, how could you be in this, like how could you not have grown in these 6 months? I'm in a new place. I'm in a new state. I got new hair. I'm like a whole new person. I got I got a movie out. I just put out 3 movies. I just made a new song, And so it's like, that little bit of putting in that extra energy every day, that starts to separate you from everything and everybody else, right? It starts to put you in another level, and you start to get better than everybody else. You start to get more noticed. Your work gets more noticed. Why? Because you've just been putting more energy into it. So, have a grand vision, that's great, but don't get so lost in and this is hard for all of us. I've been here like most of you, because this is fun. I told you, this is inspiring, this is motivating. It's like, I'm gonna be the best ever. I'm gonna be so famous and so rich. Yes, right? That it's so hard to get it's so easy to get lost in that you don't do anything, that you don't really have to, you forget that you have to come down and do something today. Make something happen today. Right? So, I love you guys so much, man. And really, tell me what you think about that balance, send me some messages, explore it a little bit, tell me what you found about what do you think the difference is about, creating opportunities for yourself and then executing on those opportunities? What kind of vibration do you feel like you have to be in to execute on them as opposed to creating them? And just let me know. I'm here to learn just like you are. We all here to grow together. That's one of my sayings all the time is grow something, grow together, grow more. And I believe in that, man. Work on something, apply what I'm talking about to what you know, and spit it back at me and let me know what you think about that. Is there a way to create and, execute at the same time on your opportunities? I think there is, but I think it's in leverage. I don't know. We can always talk about it though. I love you guys so much, man. For real. We're going to come back. We're going to get back to doing this. I promise you. And if you want to get back to doing this, show me some love, man. Show all these other creators out here some love. This is a collaboration piece between me and Jess. Get you one. Talk about the Grind Gang. Tell people yo, this is a community right here, and this is what we be getting down. Because the more we grow, the more we can not only, like I said, create a sustainable business, which is dope. The more people we have in here, the more resources, the more connections we have, that's all dope. But we really can spread this message, the stuff that I've been talking about on the other side of this about, being real with each other and loving each other and being happy and being positive and trying to make an impact in the world. We can spread that message. And it can be easy as just it doesn't even have to be buying a Grind Gang chain or nothing like that, right? It can be as easy as telling somebody about the show or telling somebody else what you learned on the show or whatever, studying and learning and growing with the people around you. And so I appreciate all you guys for being a part of that. I'm glad to be back in it. I promise you I'm gonna do my best to stay in it. And if you want to help out some more, spit me some topics, man. Spit me some ideas of things you would love to hear my ideas about, or problems or something that's going on in your life that you think I could shed some light on or information on. I don't ever claim to have the answers, but I do like to try and find them. So we can do that together. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon.